61, post-menopausal, 100 days. Janet Jackson, 1995 body. Can it be done? We're gonna find out.
Out of the blue, I'm changing my tune. They think I'm singing off key and coming unglued.
Is it better to track your food or just eat to your full and be sensible and reasonable about what you're eating? Good question. Good morning. I am sitting on my balcony and it is a spectacular day and the sky is clear and blue and I'm feeling good this morning. So today is day 4 in the countdown leading up to the beginning of my 100-day challenge in an effort to try to achieve the 1995 Janet Jackson body that I'm aspiring to. Is it going to happen? I'm not sure, but I certainly have the picture and the vision and the goal in my head, and that's what we're working toward every single day, one day at a time, being consistent with the plan that I've created and just putting one step in front of the other. So what a great way to start my day. I did my morning habit stack, right? I got up, I went to the toilet, I got on the scale, and you're not going to believe it, but I'm actually down another 0.4 kilos. So I'm down to 86.6. Now, I didn't do anything special yesterday. Honestly, yesterday was probably the closest to a perfect day that I've had. Went through my day. You saw what my workout was yesterday. It was very gentle. I went for a 20-minute walk. I did some, a little bit of upper body, a little bit of lower body, but all just body weight exercises. Drank my 2.5 liters of water during the day, had my multivitamins and my high electrolytes. And I followed the plan essentially. Now I'm not really on the exact plan yet. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow morning because I am going away for the weekend and I'm really going to be cautious about what happens over the weekend with my eating and in particular drinking. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, just reviewing yesterday, I went through a beautiful day, right? I had my eggs in the morning. I ended up having a mid-afternoon snack, which was a couple of my little seed crackers with some hummus on it. And then for dinner, had a beautiful roast chicken and salad that my husband made for me. So he pretty much uses our barbecue every single day, which is fantastic for me because I'm a meat eater. So he just throws it on the barbie. He put the chicken in the barbecue. It was a free-range, gorgeous chicken from my meat delivery service. The quality of the meat was really delicious and exceptional. And then I just made a big side salad to go with it. So I had some olives and some feta, some tomatoes, some onions. I put a little bit of Greek yogurt dressing on it. Not much, maybe less than a teaspoon. Well, let's say maybe 2 teaspoons. It's not less than a teaspoon, but maybe 2 teaspoons of dressing on top. Absolutely delicious. I ate the skin on the chicken. So again, remember I told you I'm not too particular about taking the fat off the proteins that I'm eating. I like protein and fat together. That seems to work best for my body. And then low carbs. So my carbs yesterday was essentially the little bit of vegetables that I had in my eggs and the salad. That was it. So that would have definitely been less than 20 grams of carbs yesterday, which obviously produced results today. So down another 0.4 kilos. Fantastic. I'm very, very, very happy with that. Again, consistency is key. The question I have now leading into next week, so tomorrow I'm going to have to do some really careful examination of the plan that's been created for me by my AI agency because I haven't really looked at that too much. And I want to make sure it's simple for me to follow, right? When things get too complicated and it tells me to weigh all this stuff and then it's got recipes and has lots of different variety of things, simple is actually better for me. So for example, just as you need 200 grams of a protein of choice, a half a cup of vegetables or something and some healthy fat to go with it. That's sort of really how my brain works. When it gets to be a little bit more detailed than that, I'm like, oh, that's getting too hard. I need it to be really simple, super simple. So I'm going to take a close look at that tomorrow. But the question I have for today Is it better to track your food or to just not get crazy about it and eat till you're full? Is it better to track your food, like in a tracking app? Is it better to track your food or just eat till you're full and be sensible and reasonable about what you're eating? Good question. I know people who are really compulsive about tracking everything that goes in their mouth. And there is a good reason to do that because most of us probably would underestimate what we're actually eating. If you think about it, if you said, okay, if I asked you, what did you have to eat yesterday? You'd say, oh, I had this, I had that, I had that, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe a snack. But you wouldn't necessarily know exactly the quantity that you ate if you didn't weigh and measure it. You might have been eating while you were preparing your meal, so that's extra calories. You might have been picking throughout the day. We tend to be grazers now because food is everywhere. It's extremely abundant. It's laying around. We just take a bite here, a bite here, a bite there. So by the end of the day, you actually really don't have a clear idea of exactly what you ate. So from that perspective, tracking can be really good. If you track, let's say for a week, everything that you're putting in your mouth, you might be surprised at how much you're eating. So there's lots of little apps out there that you can use on your phone now, and you can even just scan the meal, scan the picture of the meal, or you can scan the barcode if you're using foods that are in packages. You can scan the barcode, and it'll tell you what a serving size is and how much you should have, and all the caloric content and the macros, protein, fats, and carbs for it. Um, and some things are a little bit harder, like if you're making a recipe or something like that, you might have to add everything individually into the app. But at the end of the day, it'll tell you how many calories you had, what percentage of that was fat, protein, or carbohydrates. And I'll show you an example here. I was just using MyFitnessPal, and this is from a couple of weeks ago, but I just put it up there so you can see there's a nice little pie chart, and it shows me, like, at that time I was eating 70% fat and the rest was coming from protein with minimal to no carbs. So that was when I was really trying to get into ketosis. But that's the information that it can give you. And then, of course, if you get the premium versions of these things, they can get really specific, and you can set the limits and the targets. You can set your goal weight. It'll show you a nice little graph of your weight going down over time or going up. I've had it look like that too. So one school of thought says to me, yes, tracking your food is really important so that you're honest with yourself. It's just kind of accountability so that you're honest with yourself about what you're actually putting in your mouth. However, I find that tracking can be really restrictive sometimes too. And kind of like what I was talking about, I think it was on day 9 of the countdown, how why is it that we do exactly what we've told ourselves we're not going to do, right? And if I'm constantly having to weigh and measure and cut and piece and track and enter data and stuff like that, that actually becomes quite stressful for me and quite anxiety provoking, which gets my head busy again and puts me in a mental status that I don't actually enjoy being in. Now, this week, I haven't tracked anything, and I haven't been following the prescribed plan that I have for myself starting next week. I've just been going by what seems reasonable, right? And stop eating when I'm not hungry anymore. Eat slower because it takes your stomach a few minutes to register the fact that you're putting food in your mouth and that it's getting full. And sit at the table and eat my meals, not be distracted by doing something else, right? So not be watching television or working at the computer. And just eat 2 meals a day plus a snack. That's what I've been doing. And that seems to have been working really well. So if I start to get my head busy with the minutia and the detail of tracking every gram of everything and putting it on the scale and weighing it out and measuring it, that could mess with my brain a little bit. I'd love your opinion about this and see what you think. To track or not to track? To track or not to track? That is the question. I know my daughter likes to track. She's really good at it, and she's really good at monitoring her macros. And she looks amazing. She's just gone on this really great body transformation over the past couple of months. And whoo, she sent me some pictures the other day. And like, wow, that looks good. She's also been doing some heavy weights in the gym. To track or not to track? I think for now, I'm going to go with what I've been doing. I'm going to keep it simple. Whatever my protein serving is, a handful is sort of like a good measurement. A handful of protein, a handful of vegetables at night in the form of a salad or cruciferous vegetables or some other green things. And my eggs in the morning. Might look for a second alternative for breakfast, maybe some Greek yogurt or something. And then my snack during the day. We'll see what the plan says for next week. But that is the question on the table. And I would love your input about it because I don't want to get brain crazy and I don't want to get stressed about eating. I want this to be sustainable and flow organically. I want it to become part of my life, and I don't want my life to be constantly monitored by a tracking app. So that's where I'm coming down on this today after having this discussion with you. Now, what's on the plan for today? Day 4 in the countdown, which means we have 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the 100-day challenge actually begins. Today is a recovery emphasis, 30 to 40-minute walk and an early night to bed. Oh, God, I'm tempted to do so much more than that because I'm feeling so good. So I'm going to do just that. I actually have an appointment for the eye doctor today just to check my glasses and make sure my prescriptions are all good. So I know that the walk back and forth to the Marketplace Medical Center up there is about 1.5 kilometers. So by the time that's a 3-kilometer walk, it might even be closer to 4-kilometer walk. So that'll definitely be my 30 to 40-minute walk. And then I'll probably just do some stretching, limber up the body, and that'll be it for the day. So let's get going.
I look far beyond what I see in search of answers. 'Cause you know where I'm going. I know something's waiting for me. You give me direction. 'Cause you know where I'm going. I'm gonna give it up to you. Let you guide me through. Gonna follow you wherever you lead me. My faith in you. I'm gonna give it up to you. Let you guide me through. Gonna follow you wherever you lead me. My trust in you. I'm gonna give it up to you. Let you guide me through. Gonna follow you wherever you lead me. My faith in you. I'm gonna give it up to you. Let you guide me through. Gonna follow you wherever you lead me. My trust in you. And
Okay, so we did it. Another day done and dusted. We have finished our countdown day 4 leading up to my start of my 100-day challenge. And today was an easy day for me, just a nice stroll into town and back. I think I did just over 4 kilometers there. And it was just an easygoing pace. Wasn't rushing it, but I still broke a sweat because it's beautiful and nice and sunny out today. And then just coming up to my rooftop to do a little bit of stretching, especially the hips and the hamstrings. Really felt like they needed a little bit of a stretch today. So, talking about tracking, I actually did track my walk into town and back. I just used Strava, a little app that you can use to monitor your exercise. And for me, that doesn't have any stress associated with it. That just lets me know how far I walked and approximately how many calories I burned. I don't have the pro version or anything like that. That gives you a lot more information. But I do track my walks and my hikes and things like that. Tracking food, though, I don't know. I'm still working on that in my head, and I thought about it a lot as I was on the walk, whether or not I want to be actually tracking and weighing and measuring and everything. I want to keep it simple, and I want to decrease my stress and anxiety through this process. I want it to feel good. I want it to feel natural. I don't want it to feel anxiety provoking. So love to hear your thoughts on the to track or not to track your food. But I do like tracking my walking and the distance that I'm covering. So on that note, guess what I get to do? So we're on Thursday today. It is day 4 in the countdown, which was a recovery emphasis. And I get to put a little tick in the box. My favorite part of this whole thing, really, is putting another tick in the box. And this is where we're talking about consistency, guys. It's just every day doing something, even if it's just a little bit, something to keep you in the routine and to keep taking one step in front of the other as you go along whatever transformation journey you're on right now. Thanks for joining me today. That's all I got for you today. This is Life with Dr. Shari Hall, the 100-day challenge. See you soon. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far and you'd like to continue on the journey with me, or perhaps you just need a little friendship or some inspiration or motivation as you start your own transformation journey, feel free to click the subscribe button below. I'd love to have you along. So subscribe. Okay.